Okay.
So with that, Mr. Hayes, I don't know if you wanted to say a word or two.
If I could, Mr. President, board members, superintendent, thank you, staff. Yes, it's that time of the year again that we're trying to get your permission to donate the dictionaries that we have in stock for the third graders. And before the end of the month, I will make sure that happens with your permission. I just wanted to touch base with you. Hopefully you can hear me. I don't even know if you can hear me.
Yes, yes.
That I have a note here. Hopefully you'll be able to see it at where we're at with regards to how many we've done. Oops, they dropped it on the floor. Let's see, can we see this?
Wow.
10,010. And beginning this back in 2003, that was one of my goals, was to deliver 10,000 dictionaries to the school district, and other parts and people that I've talked to have wanted some as well. So if my math is correct, and hopefully it is, by the end of the month, we will eclipse the 10,000 book mark. And I appreciate all of your support with regards to this program. And hopefully we will be able to do it for some time to come. So in a nutshell, that's why I'm here. And I appreciate the sentiments with regards to safety and what have you for our schools. And it's a big thing that we all needed to work on. And we will continue to do so with me and my team. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Hayes. Appreciate that.
Chief, thank you for going above and beyond.
You're welcome. You're very welcome.
Okay, we'll move on to citizens to address the board. Board president shall be responsible for recognizing speakers, maintaining proper order, and adhering to the time limit, 30 minutes for all presentations and a maximum of 5 minutes per speaker, in order to ensure that each individual has the opportunity to address the board. The president may also set a time limit of less than 5 minutes for individual speakers based upon the length of the comment period and the number of requests received. Since there are 2 citizens this evening, the time must be limited to 3 minutes per person. Remember that the board cannot respond to the comments, but will ask superintendent to look into these concerns. With that, we have Robert Hayes. You want to start first? Alicia Lundstrom. He was already done.
Yeah. Okay,
Mr.
sure.
Lundstrom,
Thank you. Can you hear me?
yes.
Okay. Hi, let me introduce myself. My name is Alicia Lundstrom, and I'm a parent of 2 students in the school district, and I'm also a contract therapist working for the school district. So I go to multiple schools. So what I see is a lack of communication out there, and I am here to address mask wearing outside. And I appreciate all your efforts to keep our kids safe inside. And I was listening to the guidelines for mitigation, and there was not anything that addressed wearing masks outside. So I understand that the letter went out September 22nd about the reentry plan that you renamed, but there was no mention of wearing masks outside, yes or no. So it says to contact the principal or administrator for details or clarification. So again, a lot of principals are involved, different schools. So I emailed Mr. Pettis about this, and he said the direction given to schools is in line with the Gccs COVID response protocols. Schools can have students take off their masks outdoors if there is a structured plan to socially distance as best as possible. So I wasn't really quite sure what structured plan was. It seems like it's open to interpretation, and that's exactly what's happening. Some schools that I go to don't require kids to wear masks outside. Some schools that I go to do require kids to wear masks outside. So I just think there's some confusion out there. And then I went to the COVID response protocols, and I read on page 14 it says that it is recommended, not required, that unvaccinated students and staff wear masks while outdoors. And then it goes on to say outdoors means being entirely outside, or 25% or more of the structure's perimeter must be open to outdoors. And then it says the Center for Disease Control says, in general, you do not need to wear a mask in outdoor settings. APS school district, the largest school district in New Mexico, does not require their kids to wear masks outside. It's unnecessary. And the parents that spoke to you last meeting, they did a great job addressing all the harmful effects of these kids having to wear masks, especially all day. You know, as far as the bacteria on their face, getting it into their airways, breathing their body waste, that carbon dioxide, it's very harmful. And so with these kids having to wear a mask all day with a very small amount of time that they can take it off for lunch, seems very unnecessary. So that's why I'm coming to you today with this information. And so I respectfully ask that a letter is written to both staff and parents to clarify what is stated in the COVID response toolkit for New Mexico Public Schools, that masks are not required outdoors. This is for two reasons. So everyone's on the same page and parents have a right to know what's going on with their students. And also that our kids will be able to get a break from wearing masks all day in the schools. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ms. Lundstrom. Superintendent Perez, presentations tonight.
Yes, sir, Mr. President, Board. This evening, we start our rounds with the school site presentations. And first up for the season is Bluewater Elementary School Site Report. With that, Mr. President, I'll turn it over to you.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
I apologize. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, so that is Miss Laura Coles. I just saw Miss Valdez and Miss Coles. I didn't see you right off the bat. So Miss Coles is the principal there right now, interim principal. We had some health issues that changed the leadership there temporarily. So Miss Coles, welcome, and you're there with your staff.
Yes, thank you. Good evening, Board President Ortiz, board members, Superintendent Perez, and central office staff. I would like to introduce the instructional coach for Bluewater San Rafael, and that is Amanda Valdez. She will be taking us on a tour of Bluewater Elementary. Take it away, Amanda.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Mr. Perez, members of the board. Can you guys all hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So this is Bluewater Elementary School, and this is just a glimpse at our first month, a little over a month of instruction in our 6 weeks here so far for the 2021-2022 school year. Okay, this is our staff. Kindergarten, we still have Tammy Boyd. New this year, we have Myra Garcia. Second grade, Sharon Puderbaugh. Our third and fourth grade combo is Bonnie Gifford with Jana Spencer. Our fifth grade and sixth grade ELA is Jolie Simpson. Our fifth grade and sixth grade teaching math is Darren Simpson. We have special services with Elle Pruitt. Myself as the instructional coach. Music is Gay Simpson. Art is Catherine Van Vlanderen. Must have cut her name off there, sorry. Our counselor, Beth Armstead. And we have Erin Burks, Jackie Matthews, Bernice Mariano, Melissa Yazzie, Mr. Gary Miller, our principal. And yes, you heard Miss Laura Coles with us as our interim principal. So It's important for us to revisit each day we go into our building. It's important for us to revisit and remember, to reflect on and to know why we are here. Our why of Bluewater Elementary. We are here to foster student development in a rich, nurtured academic environment. We will ensure that students are in a safe learning environment that supports their academic and emotional development. We feel that this is important to know why we are here each day, so we are teaching the whole student and realizing that we are teaching every student every day to build that whole person for life, as well as their academics, their whole person. Okay, this is a glimpse at our students from littles to sixth graders to share with you what they've been learning.
My name is Addison. I'm in kindergarten. I've been learning about nursery rhymes and the alphabet. Hello, my name is Riot. I'm in second grade. I've been learning about counting by 2s, 5s, and 10s. I'm excited for school because I get to play with my friends on the playground.
Hi, my name is Xander. I'm in the 4th grade. I'm learning multiplication and division and learning how to write paragraphs. And I'm excited to learn about fractions.
My name is Haley. I'm a 6th grader in math. We have been learning ratios, adding fractions, greatest common multiple, lowest common factor. In ELA, we've been learning plot, setting, antagonist, and protagonist. What I like about school is I can hang out with my friends, play with them, and learn things at school. My name is Addison. I'm in kindergarten.
That was a glimpse of our kiddos letting you know what they've been learning at the beginning of our school year. Now we have Myra Garcia, as I mentioned, our new to GCCS first grade teacher. She would like to talk to you about how we've been using our DLP to plan and work through each day. Myra, are you there? I'm not sure if Myra's there. Myra, are you there? Okay, I'll go ahead and.
Okay. Miss Amanda, can you hear me?
Okay, yes, good.
Okay,
I can hear
perfect.
you now.
Actually, I can unmute myself earlier, and I'm so sorry because I can also open my cam. Actually, I opened my cam, but you can't see me, right?
You're okay. We can hear you now.
Okay, perfect. So good afternoon, Mr. Perez and the members of the board. So I'm Mara Garcia, first grade teacher at Bluewater Elementary School. So this is my first year here in the district and in New Mexico. So the first one is relationships building our classroom school, family with trust to learn. So building relationships with our stakeholders is very important because they are our partners to mold our students to be successful with the learnings. And Bluewater Elementary School is not only a school for me, and it is a home and it is a family. Second one is character counts. It's focused on students' social and emotional well-being. Especially for this time of pandemic, because we're glad that we are in person so that we can cater the needs of our students, not only their academics, but also their emotional and social aspect. The third one is the procedures, routines with school rules and COVID procedures, and we are following our mitigation procedures in our school. And the last one is the district learning plan, or the DLP. First is diligent planning with targeted teaching every single day. As I told you earlier, it is my first year of teaching in the district here in New Mexico, and I love the DLP because there is a targeted goal for the day, and it conveys the students the destination for the lesson, how deeply to learn it, and exactly how to demonstrate the learning. I can deepen my understanding and the understanding of my students with the lesson, and I can also engage them with the different activities. And then the second one is we hold ongoing meetings with the instructional coach for the continued growth of our students. So I just want to commend our principal, Mr. Miller, and Mrs. Coles for the support, and also to Miss Amanda Valdez, because he's always there for me to support me and to help me. I learned a lot from her, and every time I had a meeting with her, I apply it to my class, and that is why I can give different strategies, different techniques that I can give it to my students. So like, for example, if you will see my screen, the first one, the red one, that is my first teaching of the RL 1.2 standard, wherein my students will identify the sequence of the story. So if you will look at the nearing there, it's 4. And then for the, I'm so sorry, I can't read it. And then the other one is 3. And then this one on the other side, if you will notice, all of them got a perfect score, because for me personally, it helps that my IC or my instructional coach is always there to support me, and she's giving me different kinds of techniques and strategies. So thank you so much. So that's all for it.
And now we have our new counselor with us, Mrs. Beth Armstead.
Good evening. I'm not sure if you guys can see me, or hear me. Amanda, you want to wave if you can hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, good. Okay. So good evening, everyone. Board President, members of the board, and Superintendent Pettis. It's good to see everybody. I am the school counselor this year. It's my first year in K through 6th, and I'm really enjoying it. We have gotten off to quite a start at Bluewater. And the first month, we were very successful in doing the IMASA boy testing, and we were done by August 30th, I think. And so that was awesome, because we know that many schools are still struggling with making up those tests for some of the students that they had to miss. And we are happy to announce tomorrow, so the suspense will have to wait another day, the student council winners. We had them apply, and they were interviewed, and they had to write an essay and read it in front of their class. And then each class voted on their representatives. And I'm happy to say we even have first graders, and from Miss Myra Garcia's class that'll be participating. So first through 6th grade. And then we'll also have some officers. And we will be doing, of course, more targeted social emotional learning, like the suicide prevention, character counts, Red Ribbon Week, and the anti-bullying come up in October. And I have seen roughly 8% of the students out there, and it's mainly been for, some classroom behavioral issues or some emotional support. And I can just see in their little eyes and faces that they are looking forward to seeing me as soon as I can pull them in. So thank you. You have a good night.
That is just a glimpse at the beginning of our school year for our update from Bluewater Elementary. So we would like to say thank you to Grantsville County School Board. Mr. Pettis, thank you for your time and watching the beginning of our year with us.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Amanda. Superintendent Perez, enrollment update.
Thank you very much, Bluewater. Good job. It's really energizing to see the students doing well, and I know that you guys are doing a good job out there. I appreciate it. Now, Mr. President, enrollment update, we do have our next rendition of the enrollment. That's, you know, that's been interesting over the last 2 years. But we do have the latest data, and with that we have Ms. Rena Sanchez and Ms. Trish Garcia.
Good evening, Mr. Pettis, Mr. President, and members of the board. We're going to go ahead and get started. We have a GCCS summary of the enrollment, and it's just an update from the report that we did earlier. Our total enrollment as of yesterday was 3,224 students. We changed our numbers from May to August to May to September to give you kind of a better look. And so you can see in red are the enrollment numbers that have dropped, and then in green, the enrollments that have increased since the beginning of the school year. Milan is up 33 students. Mount Taylor and San Rafael are down a few in comparison to their total enrollment. Cebolleta is down a few, but Los Alamitos and Grants High School have both increased quite a bit. Laguna Acoma Senior High School are both down, and early college is up 4 students. And so total enrollment, we are up 69 students at this time. There was a request for population by school, and then later we got a request as to why these are the categories that we reported on. And so just so everybody knows, these are the categories that are reported for state reporting. And so our Hispanic students are listed on state reports under Caucasian. And so we have a total number of Hispanic students here for you in just a minute. And then the tribal information per school. And so right here for the total, we have 1,653 Caucasian students, and actually 1,237 of those students are Hispanic. And so when we do this enrollment report again, we will separate those two. But like I said, we were just going off of what we use for the Power School enrollment. And so in summary, we are up 69 students from the beginning of the school year. Do we have any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you, Ray. Appreciate that information. Consent agenda tonight, shall I need a motion?
I recommend that we approve this, Mr. President.
Okay. I need a motion with that.
So Emily Hunt Daly, so moved.
Okay, need a second.
Emily Hunt Daly, so moved.
Okay, got it. Need a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? If not, we'll move to roll call.
Dr. Garashambo,
Yes. Yes.
Emily Hunt Daly,
Yes, yes, yes.
thank you. Richard Jones,
Aye.
Dion Sandoval,
Hang on just a second.
Aye. Yes.
Richard, Ron Ortiz,
Yes. Motion passes. Superintendent's report, Mr. Perez.
Yes, sir, Mr. President, Board, as you know, we've got several meetings in regards to the American Rescue Plan plan and expenditures. I I asked Mr. Maldonado to give just a brief overview on where we're at and the evolution of that, all those meetings.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President, members of the board, and Mr. Superintendent. Last week and yesterday, we we scheduled 10 presentations for this American Rescue Plan Round 2, where we presented 5 proposals to the groups. We had 8 meetings altogether. 2 of them didn't go just because of participation. We were able, though, to record at least one of the presentations, and that's on the website for anyone to see. We also had a 3-question feedback form that we offered to anyone who wanted to give us some feedback. And so that's on the website as well. We asked members who were participating to respond after the meeting. And so that'll be up for several weeks for that response as well. And so we're hoping to get a good amount of feedback like we did from the first meetings, where we got about 100 of the written responses back. So our next, we do have a follow-up meeting with the Acoma leadership. That's on October 14th. And we already got some really good suggestions, some great questions about the proposals, and also some good jobs on the proposal as well. So we're very confident of what we've been putting forward, that we're at least are hitting the mark in terms of where we want to go with the ARP funds and the program elements to that. And so we're looking forward to those next couple of weeks where we're going to get some more feedback, and then come forward within the next month or 2 with a little bit more further information about exactly how the programs will be set up. I'm open to answer any questions for you.
Questions, comments? Okay, thank you, Mr. Maldonado.
Thank you very much. And next up, we also, as I mentioned at the last couple of board meetings, we are moving forward and redoing the strategic plan. The last strategic plan we did was a 3-year plan, and we're moving forward. Dr. Williams is here this evening. He's going to be assisting us in developing and revising the strategic plan for the next 3 to 5 years. So with that, welcome, Dr. Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Superintendent, Mr. Board President, members of the board, community staff. It's a pleasure to work with you yet once again on this. How exciting. Basically, what I will do is go over the timeline of this build. Let me share that with you right now. Can everyone see that?
Yes.
Awesome. And so members of the board, I believe what you have this in your packet. I think it may have gotten into your packet for board notes. So you have this already. Basically, starting from here to the end of the year, December, the end of December, we'll be building the strategic plan. Then it will be published and be able to be disseminated out to all the stakeholders that you support and communicate with at the second semester time period. And you could see in this strategic plan, this is a Gantt chart timeline, that we're analyzing the needs of the district. I know the superintendent has expressed to me that the old plan has kind of been run through. Many things have been taken care of due to COVID, and it needs to be updated. So that's why I'm here sooner than the end of that plan. And we're going to dive into that. We're going to find out where you need to be and what items need to be addressed, craft critical actions, and then dive in and work with the community, get their input, all the stakeholders, including you, the school board, and then build it up, use the new information that you have, the new data, the performance of your students, things of that nature. I'll go ahead and type it up and put it all together and then I'll bring it out to you to review, to put any edits into there as we did last time. And then I'll go ahead and put it together and be in constant contact with Mr. Perez as I do so. And I know that these dates are a rough estimate. Some of these days, actually meeting with the board is actually on a Wednesday. I know that you get together on a Tuesday, so I'll adjust that when I work with Mr. Perez on those items. But ideally, and the goal is to be completely ready to push out the publication of your new strategic plan come January when you come back from the holiday break. And that's all I have for you. I just want to say thank you so much for bringing me back. It's a pleasure to work with your district in this capacity. And I'm open for any questions that you may have, members of the board.
Questions? We'll move on to announcements. They're there for you to look at. Future agenda items, get with me or Superintendent Perez. Need a motion to adjourn tonight.
Shambo motion to adjourn.
Need a second?
Second.
Okay, roll call.
Dr. Garashambo,
Yes.
Emily Hunt Daly,
Yes. Yes.
Richard Jones, Richard Jones, Dion Sandoval,
Yes.
Ron Ortiz.
Yes. Meeting adjourned at 6:19. Thank you, everyone. Good night. Have a good evening.
Thank you.